What's up, Juventus? Two key players out. Coach Tudor under fire and a tough test away from home in Champions League? Perfect. Wouldn't have it any other way, baby. We've got a ton to tackle getting ready for Villarreal and Juventus today in Champs. And I got Skanga and Nick Rossi with me. Skanga, how you doing, brother?
It's already October. You guys pointed out this morning, holy sheep shit, this year is flying by. But hey.
Yeah, she's ripping. Okay. Straight ripping, we call it. Nick, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Hopefully I'll be doing even better later. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Let's see.
Later?
Let's see. We've got it all. We've got the projected lineups. We've got all the discussion on is Tudor going to whip something up today? Well, nobody's thinking that after the projections, but maybe, just maybe, there is something a little bit different, and we'll talk about it. We'll tackle it all. First things first, though, as always, we go through the headlines, and then we get to the matchup, and we get to the goods, all right? But, again, let's say what's up to everybody in the army. We got Ori in there. We got Tuna Steaks out here. Good morning, DR1S. Great to see you in here. Gugino, Eddie, Danny Oliveira, Ibalito, Gio, Gonidi, great to see you all, okay, in the chat. We're ready to have some fun today and get ready for this big matchup, okay? First things first, though, as we stated, the headlines. Let's go through some of the headlines. First thing is, Juve is going to be shopping for the midfield in January. All right, and you've got four names that are there. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. We heard about the youngster at Lille, Ayoud Buadi. You've got Kessié and you've got Friendrup all in there. So Juve looking to add some help in the middle of the pitch in January. Guys, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about those names? What are you thinking on this whole?
Well, let me fire it back. Let me fire it back to you here, Berto.
Sure.
Don't we need a lineup change in order to accommodate a new midfielder?
Not necessarily. Okay, here's one thing that's pissing me off. J Medical, as always. Moretti was supposed to be back by now, and that just keeps dragging on and on and on. But Moretti and Adzic are seen as guys that can help, but obviously we want more if we're going to go with three in the middle. But is Tudor ever going to actually switch it up to three in the middle? We wait and see. There is something happening in the game today that could be some indications. We'll talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at these names, and like Buadi's interesting. It's an interesting name for sure. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic.
What year is it? What year is it?
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, he could help. Obviously, I mean, terms would have to be there. Kessié, terms will matter on all this. Friendrup.
If they're all free,
I'll be quite honest. I'm kind of in the same spot that I am in the summer. Can we get like a stout defender to help if you're going to do some shopping in January?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Where are we that we just don't think there's any help that needs to come in there? You got Bremer down again today, and all hell breaks loose. Just like that. Just like we expected.
Yep.
Yeah. Nick?
So, hey, I'm still in the same spot I was there. And the list there, you know, Buadi would be an interesting young player to add, like, maybe in the summer, if the terms are right. But for January, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sold on these names. Nick, what do you think about the names you're hearing there and adding a midfielder in January?
I mean, I wouldn't mind adding an extra midfielder. It's just I'm not convinced on the batch of players here. Ideally, I would like to see at least one defender and maybe one midfielder, but that's probably not going to happen in January. But who knows? I feel like Milinkovic-Savic, he was linked with us before many times, wasn't he? In the past.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, jeez.
In 5 years.
Way too much.
Him and Domenico Berardi, I think, are just gonna be till the end of time, man.
That's right.
We're gonna be at like one of their funerals, and it's gonna be like, hey, by the way, he's linked with Juventus to sign from beyond the grave. It's a wild one. So yeah, you're kind of the same. We're all kind of thinking the same thing. Funny enough, speaking of defenders, we'll see somebody in Vega that many of us wanted us to approach and get that signature done this past summer. So now we'll see him on the other side, and it's a bit of a different story. His time so far at Villarreal versus his time at Juventus, and we'll tackle it all as well. The other thing that's one of the headlines is these guys in the English media continue to press that there is going to be an offer heading in for Locatelli, and that Juve's price tag is 40 million euros, and they would be willing to sell at that price range. He has apparently 4 or 5 Premier League teams interested. We heard Chelsea, Newcastle, West Ham, a couple others. How does that one strike you? 40 million euros selling Locatelli. January? Would you do it if the push comes in January? Would you wait till next summer? Would you accept that price? Where are you guys at?
No.
Okay, so go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Flat
Yeah.
out.
Sorry, I was just a quick no. Yeah, I mean, like Berto, like you said the other day, he's like our glue. It's like we're selling our glue for 40 million, and it's just like who's going to take his spot in that, build up play regista role. I don't even on this team right now with the players we have. I literally don't know who could take that role over and do just as and he's our captain too. So,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't like it. Not for January at least.
No. And Skanga, what were you going to say?
I'm not going to right off the gun just say no. Listen, offers are offers. You got to listen to all offers. It's weird that it's selling our captain. That would be the weird part. But
Very.
out there, I run the main for the games, and Locatelli is just as divisive as Cope Miners, as Dusan, as right. There's a lot of people. Oh my God, which I don't really get, but everybody has right to their opinion. Some are really out there. But
here's
anyways,
my thing. I'm not opposed to
think,
getting a better midfielder. I'm not opposed to it,
yes.
but I don't think I'd like to see at some point a guy like Locatelli, even if you say you want a better quality starter or whatnot, even though the funny thing is that everybody that's come down the line since he's been here hasn't been able to take that spot with him without us seeing major issues. Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with that. You want a higher quality guy in there. Okay, great. But I still think at some point, this guy's an asset, even off the bench, and should be we should stop looking for one-for-one moves at Juve. If you can move a player right now at Juve and get in 2 signings that boost your team, that's the route we need to do. If you get 40 million now for Locatelli, there actually is healthy capital in that move. Mm-hmm. So I could see it, but is it going to bring 2 players? And again, what does it mean to the group right now? And are we ever going to look at experience and leadership in general? Because 2 guys that a lot of the fan base couldn't be bothered with are actually balling out in Serie A. Weird. One of them's 40 years old, and that's Luka Modric, that nobody wanted. And Juve showed no interest in. They showed no interest in Xhaka because they want this age thing and this figure. And I always said they're going to have to budge somewhere down the line because we have no experience and we have little leadership. You can't just go in year after year wanting young pickups and young guys. You need some glue guys on a team. Loca's one of them. Whether people want to accept it or not, he is.
He is. He's the captain. And if you do sell him, the only way I could see it is if Cope Miners in the next 3 months completely outplays them, right? And that's the only way I could see it. I don't see it happening, but why else? That's a great point about why not keep depth up? Why not keep both of them? There's no sense in selling.
You can look to improve the team. Mm-hmm. And it's still okay if a guy like that who is happy to be there will never be an issue for your team. Salary-wise, Loca would probably take a cut to stay at Juve and just even offer his services off the bench. Guys like that are assets to a team like Juve, especially when you're behind the 8 ball chasing teams with Premier League money. And year in, year out, we watch guys leave now for England. And it's a problem. So you got to figure something out. But yeah, I think experience and leadership is big at Juve right now. We got to be very, very careful. Some of the guys that we thought, I was very, very hard on a lot of players after the last game against Atalanta, because some of the guys that we are so quick and ready to be like, yes, take the armband. You are one of our captains. Well, I don't know. And I think there's a reason that's starting to pop up why you see certain names. When Tudor named his captain's list, there were certain omissions that people wanted in. And I think now you're starting to see the reasons probably why those guys aren't on the list. And it has a shitload to do with consistency. Guys that had the armband before, even last season when it was passed around like a joint at a Snoop Dogg concert. You had Cambiasso, you had Gatti that got that armband, and guess what? Not even on the list this season, and it shows because they have about this much consistency to their game. Thuram is on that list as one of the vice captains below Kenan Yildiz, and I even question him getting it. People had issue with Yildiz getting it, and I did not, because this guy, game in, game out, even if he doesn't have it in his legs, will give you 150% of what he has every single time, and he's leading by example. So the list that he actually chose, Tudor, I'm down with it. 100%. But some of these other guys, I need way more from them. And our coach is under fire. We're going to get to our coach. But I need way more from a lot of these guys that seem to be protected by even Juve, even the coach to some degree, but also the fan base. I need way more from these guys. Way more. And I think, the experience should help them. Having experienced players around. Right.
I wonder if Thuram is just I'm putting it up to injury, because he had a good start. I'm put up to injury. He has that calf issue. Hopefully he can turn. We need him to turn it around.
This dates back even before, even last season. I've been saying it for a long time. He fades in and out of matches. He needs to find a way to be consistent. But the thing is, if you watch a game where he's playing in the midfield next to Cole Miners like we just did, he's stranded. He's alone in an island because Colt Miners is distance covered is huge, because he's fucking running out to row 5, taking a photo op, and then coming back onto the pitch and then going across to the tunnel. He's all over the map, right? So there's no structure in the middle when Colt Miners is a part of it, unless you get 3, and we'll talk about that going into this game. So that's kind of the thoughts on Locatelli. We got everybody's thoughts on that. We're going to keep things rolling. Vlahovic has made his decision. He will wait for free agency. There was nothing to wait for.
What news is this?
Yeah, Nico Skira, made his decision has been made forever. I mean, there's no way out for Juve in a sale in January. There isn't. He's not going to accept that. He's going to have, he might have good options in January too, but he's going to maximize his payout at season's end and commission for his agent. We're not going to get that benefit. And trying to sell him in January, the same time when he's able to sign a pre-agreement with the team on a free move, why would they pay us a fee when they could just sign him? Oh, wait, that's why you renew him for less, right? Sure, that's a great plan of attack. He still wants double-digit salary, and he's not going to renew for what we would want to pay him. It's done.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody knows that I'm the captain of the Dusan boat, all right? But he's gone. We're not going to get anything from him. Love it or hate it, he's going to score 25 goals this year, and then he's just going to piss right off. And then there's nothing you can do. It is what it is.
He won't score 25, but yeah, he will piss off, and it is what it is, and we can move on. And on to the next one. Now, speaking of on to the next one, Tudor under fire. Under fire. So he had some interesting words in his presser ahead of this one. It's just interesting how things have kind of shifted. And we even talked about that in the post-match to Atalanta. And now we kind of saw it yesterday. In talking about that Atalanta match, he's starting to speak in a certain way. And it's it's starting to rub fans the wrong way when he speaks about the fact that no team in the world plays both halves at the same level. We have weaknesses. We are not perfect. We don't have a squad that allows us to dominate Atalanta 2 or 3-0. That one struck a chord with fans.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out for a second where the hell he's
so
going with that.
Skanga's gonna chew on this one for a bit. Nick, that one strikes a chord with you. Fire away. What do you...
Well, he's basically coming out and saying our team's not good enough, which I don't necessarily agree with. But when you're saying that, you're kind of sending a message to your own players that they don't have it in them to have a scoreline like that, or to score 2 or 3 past a team like Atalanta, which we easily could. I don't like that at all. I didn't know he said that actually, but
the funniest thing for me was shortly before he actually spoke about we could have beaten Atalanta by multiple goals, but then in the turn to defending the team, he ended up saying that no team in the world plays both halves at the same level. We have weaknesses. We're not perfect. We don't have a squad that allows us to win 2 or 3-0 to Atalanta, after having said previously, we could have won that game by multiple. This was one of the best performances I've seen since I've coached Juve. And it's like, dude, where are you? Where are you? Lock it in, man.
Can that be taken as giving Atalanta some respect to say they're a good team like us? We don't have a team that's far better than them that could beat the. Is that kind of?
He legit also said, to your point, Skanga, he actually did say that was a highly contested contest between two top Champions League level clubs. Garbage. Yes. That's one of the shittiest Atalanta sides in the 7 years we haven't been able to beat them at home I've ever seen.
It's true. So I think he's maybe just giving them a little bit too much respect, but I totally get why people would be pissed off by that. You can't be saying stuff like that, man.
I'll be quite honest. You could say whatever the hell you want if you're getting results. The reason this is, Max used to say some wild shit when he was grinding out the ugliest 1-0 wins in series. We had that season where we were tied amongst the top and in the top 2 up until January, and we were just ugly as a team, but we were getting it done. Winning. He was saying everything under the sun. You could do that when you're pulling results. Tudor right now is looking for answers still. I think he's kind of hurt himself on a little bit of momentum and everything. And look, it all comes down to results. The only reason words are magnified is because you're on 3 straight draws, and 2 of them should have been victories. That's what it comes down to. But I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to start with Skanga on this one.
Yes, sir.
So far, what are your thoughts on Tudor?
Well, he hasn't lost yet. So starting with the positives, 3 wins, 3 draws to start. And compared to last season, this team has that, if you want to call it grinta, has that ability to dig in and pull out a result when we're down. Unfortunately, this team doesn't have that. What we needed last year was when we need a result to, kick it up a notch to pull out a win, right? To get those extra 2 points. So the positives are, I think a lot of people agree, we see a lot more grinta in this team. The only downfall, one main downfall is he needs a more consistent lineup. I want to see guys, I want him to commit to players and say, you are my starting 11. Obviously, injuries are going to affect that. Bremer still needs rest with that knee, and Thuram's in and out. I want to see a consistent line. Other teams can do it. We haven't done it, Berto. I think we talked about this about a month ago. When was the last time we had a consistent 11? Like we said, this is our starting 11. I want to see that from Tudor.
Yeah, you want to see him lock it in. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And Nick, what are your thoughts so far on Tudor? Give us the good, the bad.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Skanga just said, is that he brought, the fighting spirit back to this team that Malta just drained from us last year.
Yeah.
And the
Like
players look
milk
like
the
they're
cow.
actually playing for, yeah, the players look like they actually want to play for the coach, for their team, for their teammates, which is awesome. And that's like the biggest first step back into the right direction. But yeah, I agree with the lineup thing. He doesn't really know or have he's got his solid players, like Yildiz is always going to be there. Thuram's almost always going to be there. Locatelli should. I don't know. Still don't really understand why he didn't play the last time around here, but those players are always going to be there. But I think his 10 or 11 are just not really there. And people are moving around in positions and stuff, and I don't know. I think he doesn't know yet, and he's a little confused maybe at times. His
Maybe.
substitutions for me at times are also really weird, um, uh, especially with the timing and stuff. I don't know.
It's a
Have
mixed
his
bag.
I don't know,
pretty
man.
much.
It's
Yeah, it's a
I got
mixed
a question
bag.
for you, Nick. Have
yeah.
his substitutions on average worked out or failed the team? For me, I think he's gotten them more right than wrong.
Yeah,
Substitution
no, I
on
would agree.
average.
Yeah, I feel like last game the only sub that looked really good for me personally was Zagrova coming on.
Yeah,
But I feel like it was a little too late. I feel
he
like he
was
should
pretty
have came
short.
on sooner. So it's his game reading is not there for me, to be honest with you, with subs and kind of reading how the game's flowing and
It's
what
not just
changes need to be
subs like
made.
of the
But
players. It's like that tactical switch, that game
yeah, yeah,
adjustment that's lacking. It player for player is all he's doing, and there's a couple games where, especially Verona, when you're getting absolutely overrun, you needed to lock it down in the middle and slow them up so that they could stop countering us. Making a substitution change isn't necessarily it, especially when you end up with a pivot that is Adzic and Cope Miners that everyone knew was going to get blown up, and it did time after time
yeah,
after time. So I don't know how you end up with that as a solution in that game. But yeah, player for player, subs ain't cutting it in a couple of these matches. So that's where you want that extra influence from a manager, where I just really, that's the biggest question. And we all called it before the season even started, is like, this guy needs to get sharper and he needs to evolve at his in-game managing. Last year we saw it in the short amount of time that he was with us. The subs were super late. He's got better, I think, from a timing perspective. I'll give him that.
Yes.
Feels
Yep.
a little bit better than last year. Guys aren't dropping to the pitch anymore, which is a bonus, but a little bit more tactically. I don't think we're asking too much. I'm going to say this on Tudor. It feels really weird. Like, I'm kind of stuck in this in between. And when the question was brought up on the last live, where it was like, these next 4 games are make or break for Tudor, I had a real tough time digging into that one or really latching onto it and feeling the same way. And the reason is because, man, as close as we are to really being in a bad spot result-wise, point-wise, like even in the Serie A table, we'll talk about Champions League in this one today. I really feel like he is close to getting something that could actually click and actually be solid moving forward. The big question is he going to budge on this freaking setup that he is so hell-bent on? Because that might be the easiest way to do it. And I really question his level of confidence in the job he's doing to not take that attempt in some of the games that were already here. Because everybody was saying to me when I was like, you should really get into a 3 midfield set sooner rather than later and go with a 4-man backline. And they're like, now's not the time. Well, is today the time? Champions League match, heading away from home to Villarreal, who hasn't lost at home since middle of March. I think the better game would have been 2 of these ones against one of an awful Atalanta or Verona, even if you were away from home. He had opportunities to do that. And I really got to question how long he's going to wait. And these games, this is another thing. The games are showing you that you have not achieved balance, not left to right and not back to front. The midfield has to be solidified for a number of different reasons, in my opinion. And Tudor, like I said, he's on a tightrope right now. You know, he's just on a tightrope, and he's walking her. But it's like, man, he could fall off at any moment, or he could just make it through, and then we're home free, and maybe we find something that clicks. But he's also fought his own momentum, because when you start off and David's looking good, linking up with Chico and Yildiz, Vlahovic is doing great off the bench. Then you start to tinker. I don't like that. You start to tinker. And then Openda hits the scene. And now all of a sudden, it's like Openda is God's gift to us. It's like, pump the brakes. You have two transitional strikers in Vlahovic and Openda. And you're playing them in non-transitional games, in non-transitional moments. And you're kind of going against the grain of what was going well. You didn't have to start tinkering like that. Everybody told you, keep Vlahovic coming off the bench. He's doing well. Why mess with it? Oh, he deserves to start. Doesn't matter if he deserves to start. You yourself said you start players based on the opponent. There's been starts given that don't make sense. So he really has to put it all together. So the words, whatever he says, I don't give a shit. He's got to put it together.
I'd like us to start players based on that as our lineup. I want other teams to adjust to us. We've been adjusting. I know you have to do some sort of tinkering every once in a while, but why don't we figure out what we're best at? Because I don't think there's no excuse now in terms of personnel. We have some holes at the back. I agree with that, but everywhere else on the pitch, we have depth and we have the personnel. So it's not a personnel issue at this point. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that. He has the pieces to be able to make the adjustments, Bill, that I think you're saying.
I think everything is there for a 3-man midfield, and I think you just have to go to a 4-man back line. We don't have the quality to play 3 guys at the back anymore. It's not holding up. And I think what he's doing today is going to be a 3 midfielder set. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it. But Tudor, man, he's finding out what ends up happening when the honeymoon phase is over, and it shut down pretty damn quick with 3 draws in a row. So here we are, everybody, and now we go to Villarreal, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. Villarreal, Juve, flashback to the 21-22 season. That's when we met them in Champions League. And 1-1 first leg. I think Vlahovic actually scored in like 2 minutes, if I remember correctly.
Like yep.
It was some crazy fast like that. And then you get to the second leg. It all fell apart, I think, from the 78th minute till the end. We allowed 3 goals. So we lost 4-1 on aggregates to Villarreal in 21-22. Funny enough, they haven't even been in the competition since that, and they made that run to the semis, and this is like their return to Champions League. So there you go. They're back in it, and now we face them again. Both teams waiting, and they're going to be wanting that first win in Champions League. So Villarreal had an ugly one slip away from them to Tottenham. And then, of course, with us, we had to battle for that draw against Borussia Dortmund. So both teams are going to want that victory today. In terms of injuries, Villarreal is dealing with some injuries. Kambuala's out. Foyth is out. Navarro is away representing Spain at the under-20s. You've got Moreno with a hamstring issue, and Perez has adductor issues. That's what they're dealing with. For us, man, 2 key guys out. We were watching everybody's status like Chico, Bremer, Thuram leading into this one. Thuram we always felt was going to be doubtful. And he's been a guy that's called out to get a rest anyways for quite some time. So he ends up not making it, was doing individual training the entire way through. You get to the training session, Chico and Bremer both full group participants, you're thinking, okay, you just got to deal without Thuram. That's no problem. Bremer gets kept off the squad list. So does not make it on the squad list. That is trouble. That is trouble.
Yeah.
And
that's a big kick in the balls. That's what that is.
Yeah. Sadly, we became used to that last season, but we had a guy who came in January that did a hell of a job for us. That was Vega, and now he's on the opposite side tonight. And let's get to this. We'll get to your projected lineups and everything because he is expected to be in there. And for us, well, we'll go through what the plan of attack is. First up, this is what's expected for Villarreal. You got Junior, you got Marino, Merin, Vega, Cardona, across the middle, Molero, Comasala, you got Comasana, Papke, Buchanan, the Canadian, Pepe, Mikatadze. Oh. So they play a 4-4-2. It's very compact. It also kind of shifts when they're on the ball because Buchanan's going to get very, very attack-minded and press forward. They work hard. This is not going to be easy. We'll talk about the tactics and everything, but that's what Villarreal is expected to go with. For Juve, this is where we are going to be. And there's also shouts that Perin could start rather than Di Gregorio. Okay, so Perin could be the guy in there. There is your classic Kelly, Gatti, Kalulu. We saw that against Verona. We'll talk about it after we get out of this graphic. Cambiaso on the right side today. Cabal getting a start on the left wing-back role. McKennie, Locatelli. Colt Miners shown advanced here next to Yildiz with Jonathan David up top. So, given that this is the projected lineups for this game, now we get into our thoughts on that lineup, our thoughts on the game. I'm going to let you guys give us your 3 takeaways, like what is the 3 keys to success for Juventus in this one. But Skanga, set the tone and then get into this matchup, your feeling on the lineups and your keys to victory. Let's go.
You want set the tone first?
Set the tone first.
Okay,
let's go.
Do it up.
We got this Romanian son of a bitch today, Istan Kovacs. Now he did our game against Benfica in January, which was the 2-1 loss. I believe that was away. 2-0 loss. Now, he's done 290 games in the Romanian league, 5.4 yellows per game, 91 reds, 88 PKs. So he's at like a 30% clip for reds and PKs. In 39 Champions League games, 5 yellows per game. So I'll take the over on the yellows. 10 reds, 16 PKs. So he has 26% reds in games, 41% PKs. But since that game in January, he's done 7 games. So he was at 32 in January. He's done 39 now. In his last 7 Champions League games, he's only given 1 red and 1 PK. So I think he's going to keep the cards, keep the reds in the book today. It might be tough to get a PK out of this guy. Do with that what you will when it comes to your predictions. Now, keys to victory. We got to stop the bleeding when it comes to shots on net. I was looking at the numbers. We've only kept Padma to under double-digit shots. Sorry, not shots on net, just total shots. Now, I think we had only 2 on target for Atalanta, 4, 5, 4, and then Padma was under 10. But we're just allowing too many shots, whether they go on net or not. It's just we need to, goes to your point, Berto, we need to solidify that, the back line and the midfield, just to limit the amount of shots on net for me. What also I'm looking for is who's going to lead when Bremer's out? Who's gonna take the bull by the horns and say, I'm gonna take over? Is that Locatelli? Is that, there you go? I got you for 2 months. Got you for 2 months, Bender. But who's gonna take that role? Because we're like, whenever Bremer's in there, he's our guy. Bremer's the guy. No one's stepped up this year to say, no one stepped up to outplay Bremer. Who's that guy? Who's that person going to be? I don't know who it's going to be. That's the one thing I'm looking for. David and Jagrova. Those 2 guys torched us last year. I think our key to victory is getting those 2 together at some point today, and let's see what they can do, because our only other duo up top that's really done anything in the past. Maybe Yildiz and Dusan. Even then, it's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
So the most cohesive unit we have up front that has a lot of minutes together is David and Shagrova. Why I want to see that, and I think if we can get that happening today, that will benefit us greatly, especially in Champions League.
There you go. Great stuff there, Skanga. Players to watch. You want David and Jagrova's, or you're kind of sticking with that?
Well, no, that's something I want to see, but
yeah.
Cope Miners, I think is gonna. I'm a Cope Miners fan, and people get on me like, oh, you know, everybody's always down with him, but I want to see if he picks it up today. I think he had a good game last game. I want to see him improve again on that. So he's a guy to watch for me. And Dusan coming off the bench. I want to see pissed off Dusan coming off the bench and taking over this game.
All right. Nick, the projected lineup we saw, your keys to the game for Juve. How you feeling about the lineup? First start there and then get into your keys to victory for Juve.
I gonna disagree with Skanger on this one.
It happens.
Would really love to see Coop Miners on the bench. I don't know why this guy keeps just popping up. And dude, I don't know. I would have loved to see Zagrova starting on that right. So him and David, yes, I like that. I agree with that. Or Chico, but I know he's not probably, start ready at the moment. But I would have liked to see one of him or Chico starting on that right flank there. But I think overall we need to kind of play with these guys and like kind of be a little more direct and have more intent with our passes and our overall team movement off the ball, on the ball. Take the game to them. Don't let them run at us. The other thing I would say is I wrote down just Tudor, his lineup that we just saw, his game management and his subs. I feel like that will be key in this game as well, depending on how it goes and how it flows. And then the last thing I have is concentration. 27. Cambiasso. No cheap giveaways, man. These guys will destroy us on the counter. If we give away crap, and especially in the middle of the field, we're toast. With I don't know if Gatti's 1v1 defending's brushed up since the last game there, but I don't want these guys running at us, and if we give the ball away in the midfield, dude, we're screwed.
Yeah.
So we need to have intent. We need to have good passes and not give the ball away cheaply. If we give it away, it better be in a 1v1 situation in their box or in their our attacking. They're attacking third.
And you're that's good stuff, Nick. And your players to watch.
I'm always gonna have Yildiz because he turns up in the big games all the time. So he's always gonna be there for me. And then I have Buchanan for the other team there.
Tejan,
yeah. Keep an eye on him on the flank.
He's the only one I recognize because he's
now. So I'll start with the lineups and my thought on the lineup. Okay, obviously, I've got some concerns with Igor Tudor. I can actually make sense of what he's trying to do with the lineup. Okay, because on the graphic, you obviously Cope Miners advanced and you see him high there. I think he's going with a 3-5-1-1, and you're going to see a midfield three of McKennie, Locatelli, and Cope Miners. I don't think you're going to see it the way that graphic is. That said, I expect both of those guys to push. I think you're going to see McKennie and Cope Miners push forward to help support the guys up top, David, Yildiz. I think you're going to see Yildiz a little bit more central today than pinned to a wing. Of course, I could be completely wrong, and then I have not succeeded in making sense of what the hell he's trying to do. But that is my thought process to how he's approaching this game because of the points Nick made, that Villarreal is very strong at winning the ball in the middle of the park in that phase. And if you don't match up in this game after seeing the lack of balance for 3 games in a row in the middle of the park now, and you want to approach this with Cope Miners as an advanced player, then God help us all if that's his reading over these past few games and that's the plan going into this one. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that this is a 3 midfielders setup with 2 guys that are going to support out of the middle, and Locatelli kind of held back to stabilize. Cambiasso on the right, Cabal on the left wing back. I don't really have an issue with that. I think he wants to go with Cabal for a little bit more muscle in there as well. The back three, major concerns. Gatti cannot play in the heart of a back three. Kalulu cannot play in the heart of back three. Kelly, I would not do either. So Rugani, that's what you were always leaning to in the build-up to this season. But I'm going to stand firm that the quicker that Tudor gets this team in a 4-man back set and 3 midfielders is going to be the best move for us as a team to move forward. And the reason I hit back at this, I made sense of his 3-5-1-1 if that's what he wants to go with today, but I still think you take that extra bit of sting out of the top. And we have a great selection of attackers. So to not have 3 of them out there is a shame, a waste, and silly, especially in Champions League, if you ask me. Because
you have people on the bench to back them up too. It's not like you only have 3.
I don't think you're strong enough to trust any of these guys to be in the heart of that back 3 other than Bremer. And even when Bremer is there, it's suspect. So go to a back 4, let them split the duties and be like, okay, Rugani's going to be one in that back 4 there, and then take your pick from there. Some believe Kelly can do it. I have my doubts until I see it, which again, I would have loved to see it against Verona, would have loved to see it against Atalanta, so that I can have a little bit better trust in this game. We didn't get that. So now it's question marks. Who would be that second center back? Gatti, Kalulu, Kelly. Hey, that's a crapshoot. But the quicker we get into a 4-man setup at the back, I think will be better for us long-term this season. But I can make sense of what he's thinking going into this game against Villarreal. But my keys to victory, very similar. We got to match them in the middle of the park. That's where they're strong. That's where they want to win the ball, and that's where they want to hit you. Turnovers have to be cut down. Simple as that. We cannot afford to let these guys play their game. And their game, even though they're at home, probably will be to give us the ball. So if we start playing that junk, garbage, slow tempo nonsense and cough the ball up repeatedly, guess what? You're in for a long day at the office because these guys will punish you. They have dynamic guys that can hurt you. Pepe is one of them. He's one of my players to watch. Buchanan is a good shout as well. We can't cough the ball up cheaply, okay? And to be honest, we got to put them under. We have to put them under. If they're going to give us the ball, we have got to. We have got to make them pay. But it has to be balanced. It can't be the way it was last game where it was just pumping it down Kalulu and Gatti's flank for no apparent friggin' reason, leaving Yildiz, forgetting about this guy. Yildiz is my player to watch for Juventus. Now, there's a lot of fans saying that he needs rest. You can't start him. I said, nonsense. You have to start him in this game. Even if it's 50 minutes, you have to start him in this game. Right now, we have not achieved enough as a group to feel anywhere near confident enough to not start this guy in a game. You manage his minutes, you manage his workload in the follow-up with eyes on Milan at the weekend. But Yildiz, another thing about him, he loses his impact as the game goes on. But a lot of that too has to do with the balance across the pitch and attacking left to right. And that's another reason why I hate the fact that we're sitting another attacker today, because it would help share the workload. If you did have a Zhigrova starting on the right, guess what? Guess what that does to your opponent? Allows them to not hone in and zone in on Kenan Yildiz, which is going to happen. And then we're going to need those other guys to step up. So who's going to step up if Yildiz gets all the extra attention, which I fully expect? Because why would you step into a game with Juve and not game plan around shutting Kenan Yildiz down? Why would you do that? You're going to do that.
That was a point I was just making. I didn't mean the 3 at the back. I meant the 3. We should be playing with the 3 up top because we have backups for all 3 of them. There's no excuse to not play 3 attackers.
So my concern is not enough sting up top. Now, in saying all of our thoughts, all of our feelings around this game, time to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to get into prediction. So you're going to have prediction, give us one tiebreaker, and then give us your early prediction for man of the match. So who wants to kick us off here? Skanga, you want to kick us off?
Oh, buddy, I've been ready since last night. All right, so
fire away.
So Villarreal is plus 120, a draw is plus 230, Juventus is plus 240. So Villarreal is the favorite. It's not an overwhelming favorite. I'm going to go, and I think this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm going to go with the draw, but I'm going to go with a 3-3 draw because I'm taking the over 3.5 goals.
3-3 draw.
Yep. So over 3.5 goals, plus 250. I can't remember what the 3-3 draw is. That's like plus 5,000. I'm going actually with a Jagrova assist, a Cope Miners goal at plus 480, a Yildiz goal at plus 370. Dusan and David are favorites, like they're like plus 195 for goals. So one of them are going to score for me. And that's pretty much it. And I'll take the draw at plus 230.
And who's your way too early man of the match if you have to pick one for Juve?
I'm gonna way too early man of the match. I'm gonna go with David today. I'm not high on the guy. I've never really been high. We need him to step up.
All right. All right. Yeah, haven't seen him in a while, so that's not the best. But
he's rested. Should be ready to go.
Different thing. Maybe you know what? Maybe that fires him up today, and maybe it's like, you know what? It's time to show them what's up, and hopefully that's what we get from Jonathan David. Nick, hit us with your prediction, man. One tiebreaker, final score, and way too early man of the match.
I feel like this is gonna be like a 2-2 draw, unfortunately, or 3-2 us. Hopefully,
lots of goals.
Yeah, that's the thing is, could be lots of goals or none at all, but I don't think it's gonna be none. And I don't know. I think my man of the match there's always gonna be a Yildiz floating in there, you know. Mm-hmm. I think off the bench, Chico. I feel like he might come in and save us from that 2-2 draw and make it 3-2, give us the win. I don't know. I just I have a feeling.
Yeah. All right.
But time will tell. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think that's where my mind is at the moment.
So there's no way we keep a clean sheet. I don't think anyone thinks we keep a clean sheet.
I don't see a clean sheet from either team in this one, to be honest. Not from them and not from us. We're makeshift at the back, and actually they're dealing with an injury. So speaking to Vega, I mentioned that it's a little bit of a different story there. He hasn't been able to really get in for Villarreal, so he's not even really accustomed there. For anybody that saw that kind of crossing enemy lines with Julian from Villarreal Fan TV, he said Vega hasn't really hit stride. He's trying to get accustomed and not really getting a lot of opportunities. So it'll be interesting to see. Of course, there might be a little bit added weight to it for performance playing against Juve after having been with us last season.
He was the same with us though. He didn't come like a bat of hell right out of the gates. He took a couple. It took him a little bit to get accustomed.
I felt like he was good, solid at the start. I was just like, who is this guy? I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I felt like he hit the ground running, man. I liked Vega. I wanted us to sign him. Gio did not, obviously, saying Vega overrated. Okay, well, let's take it to him then today if he's overrated. Let's prove it. I believe, no clean sheet for me and my prediction, but we will get through some from the army here. Gio's going 2-2. Forza Juve is going 2-1. Yildiz and David. Yes, anyone predicting victory, please be right. Okay, Cliff's going 2-1. David and McKenny scoring. David getting an 80th minute goal to decide it. Pino's going 1-1. Yildiz goal and man of the match. Tomás is going 2-0 for Villarreal. Sorry.
Get that negativity
out of here. Get out of here.
Tomás, hey. Just being honest, eh? Cugino Eddie, 3-2. David, Brace, and Kalulu. Mitch is going 1-1 only because I never would say we lose. Aaron's going 3-2. Yildiz, Brace, an assist off a corner, and a defender will bag the goal. We got a 2-1 Juve, David, and Kalulu with goals. And then we got a 3-0 Juve.
Dels.
Let's go,
Bless your
Dels.
heart.
Dels.
That'd be nice.
Bless your heart.
That's some good espresso today, and I want myself a little bit of that. Okay, I'm going 2-2 draw, everybody. I think this game's got draw written all over it. So I'm going 2-2. My way too early man of the match, it's going to be Yildiz. I think it's going to be Yildiz. Big games.
See, I think he's the
big
answer.
nights.
We need other people to step up, for crying out loud.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
And until they do it, I probably won't be picking their names. So here we are. 2-2. Yildiz, my early man of the match. I'm going to say that Jonathan David gets on the scoreboard for Juve 2 in this one. I'm gonna bank on that thought process that he's going to want to show them what's up and why they bothered bringing him in the first place, all right? Because a lot of speculation, and it's still early in the season, right? Everything's under the microscope. Jonathan David, you're seeing people put out bits like, did he make the right decision joining Juve? You got Tudor where it's like make or break already, and it's like, just, hey, let's slow it down, because in a lot of these predictions, look at us. Right across the board, this panel has draws. Right across the board.
Never happened.
2-2s and a 3-3 draw. I had somebody, because yesterday I said, if you told me the situation, the incredible run of form that Villarreal is at home for an extended period of time now, and I said, we're going into this, with no Thuram and no Bremer, I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw in this game.
Fair enough.
So many said, no, a draw does us no good. It's the same as a loss in this one. Then you have Real Madrid. And you can't walk away with 1 or 2 points after Madrid if you don't win that game or get something out of it. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. I'm not there. There is still, after Real Madrid, 5 matches to be played. Okay?
Lots.
5 matches after Madrid to be played. You happen to start the season off with Dortmund, Villarreal, and Madrid. Tricky setup for your first 3.
Yep.
2 of them away.
Whereas some of the other teams grabbing points now have had a better setup to ease into getting those first couple wins. What did we see last season? Okay? What did we see last season in Champions League with a lot of teams that had earlier, slower point totals ended up leveling out? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you want to get a win. This would be a massive, massive game to pull a victory. Huge for momentum. Going into a matchup on the weekend against Milan, this would be massive. That's the way you want to go into that game. However, don't balk at any single point that comes in Champions League, because there's still 5 games after Madrid. And we're going to go into this one today. We should be going into it with the mindset of winning as a team. Like, they should be going in there like, we got to pull the 3 points. Because Villarreal is going to be pushing for the 3 points. Both of these teams want to get their first win in Champions League. Make no mistake about it. You want that. But it isn't dead in the water. You can't be thinking it's dead in the water if you just come out with 1 point and a draw. It's not dead in the water if you lose, to be quite honest.
Our Champions League season will not be dictated, like how we finish. This game won't decide the season, because other teams are going to play Villarreal and they're going to lose, or they're going to drop points to this. It's not like this is that, where's that team? We got to go to the Arctic Circle. They're going to steal points from teams as well. So it's like you said, there's lots of football left. It's not 6 matches, it's 8.
PSG wasn't even looking like they were going to get into the frickin' knockouts last year. They won the damn thing. Guys, it's going to fluctuate in this new league setup. It is not over. You're going to go in to win. What I'm saying is, you don't balk at 1 point and a draw, and there's still something to be taken away in this fixture.
Yeah.
You can't lose. You can't lose. You need to come out with something in this game. You know, and obviously the approach is to always aim to win. But I'm saying not play for a draw. I'm just saying you would take that given the circumstances. But you got to find a way to get after that victory. Tudor, we'll see how his selections and how that plays out. But it is not dead in the water. You can't think that with that many matches remaining. And for God's sakes, maybe we can surprise or catch Real Madrid off. Like, you just never know. So much can happen. Maybe they get hit with some injuries, some big ones all of a sudden. Like, we would need probably a bunch. They have a hell of a roster. But, I mean, Gatti in the heart of a three-man backline facing Mbappe doesn't necessarily make me feel very good. But,
what do you mean?
You guys...
He's got him.
Hey,
he's got him.
It's not... Oh, yeah, he's got something. We've got way too much football to be dead in the water, regardless of the result today. But you got to go out there. You got to put your best foot forward. And, man, if you can pull a victory here today, would be massive with those key injuries. Would be very, very big. And this group needs it. The group needs it.
We need a win.
Yeah.
9 that we don't need to win.
Yeah.
Looking at the October fixtures, I don't know if you want to look at the October
Pull
fixtures.
up the October fixtures there, Skanga.
Okay, so obviously we have this one away, then we have home to Milan on the weekend, and then it's the international break. So then it's 2 weeks off, and then we start at Como in an espresso match for you, Berto, 6:30 a.m. my time, 3:30 for you. So then it's at Como, at Real Madrid, at Lazio, and then home to Udinese. So in the next 6 matches, we have 2 home games in all of October. So we go away to Villarreal, home to Milan, at Como, at Real Madrid, at Lazio, home to Udinese.
I'm just pulling it up. By the way, that espresso match is the day after my year-end soccer team party. Oof.
Ooh, you're not sleeping at all.
That's 3:30 a.m. I'm probably just rolling in from the club, boys. I'm just probably rolling in from the club for that espresso match. So let's pull it up here. And there we go. I hate the official graphics Juve's gone with this digital, this pixelated friggin' crap. So there you go. Milan, you'll get that break, and then you'll hit Como, Madrid, Lazio, Udinese. So, what do you think results-wise, Skanga?
I'm looking at man, I picked a draw today. I have it here. I'm not going to say which games, but I'm going with 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses.
2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses?
Yes.
Huh. Nick, what are you feeling for results?
I want to say 3, maybe 4 wins. I'll go with 3. A tie and unfortunately 2 losses.
I'm gonna go.
I hope not, but
2 draws, 1 loss, 3 victories. That's what I'm gonna go with. And yes, I am very optimistic. I always am. Everybody knows this. I think we had a trivia question. It's like, what was the only time I called a loss? Those were during the dark days, Skanga. The season you, me, and Omar ran roughshod out here, day in, day out, in a brutal season. That was probably the only season I think I've come out and called losses, but I am going to say that, okay? 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss is what I'm going to go with. And yeah, let's see how that plays out. You guys, with this game, there is a watch along today. 20 minutes before kickoff. I hope to see you all there. Okay, let's get the likes up today while you're all in here. And let's get to some Storm the Barn. Cambiasso also must be watched playing on the right side today. He must be watched playing on the right side, and maybe one of those moves to help the balance from left to right. So, again, I'm trying to give Tudor the benefit of the doubt. Trying to make sense with what he's thinking.
You're trying.
But Gatti at the heart of the back. Jesus Christ. Anton.
He's going to be playing striker at some point. So
playing Cope Miners in the left and Conceição or Jagrova on the right. Just to rest Yildiz a little wouldn't be such a bad idea. Coal Miners played in the left against City and wasn't very bad.
I think our point is you don't have to play him there. You have other options to play up top.
Yeah.
You don't need to pick Coal Miners there.
I mean, I just don't think that's the play. I'm even at the point like Joao Mario has been a right winger before he was ever converted to a back or anything like that. And that's even a profile I wouldn't mind playing in an advanced attacking role, to be honest. It's just like, I really want sting, especially in Champions League matchups. You want to be able to have that firepower. I personally believe you're not going to see Coat Miners in that advanced role. I really believe this is going to be a 3 midfielder set. He will advance a lot. He roams no matter where the hell you put him on the pitch. So he could be goalkeeper and he'll be out there freaking on the sideline stuff. So we'll just see. Pino, Bertos, that kid is beautiful in person as on screen. I'm waiting for it. Is outstanding. Outstanding.
It is
kid.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. You will love it, Pino, once it arrives. No doubt. I know it's way too early, but would you still say no to De Zerbi? Yes, it's always a no for me. 100%. Guys, thoughts on De Zerbi? He did kick Rabiot out. I mean, that's a plus.
That's a huge plus. I don't know. I think he's had some good seasons, but I don't think I think he's like Zidane for me. Depends on his roster. I don't think he can make a bad roster good.
I don't even think he's anywhere close to Zizou. When it comes to man management, he's obviously not even close. He can't even handle a personality like Rabiot without it blowing up in his face. And any coach that says, I just want to be happy doing my work, I don't care about winning, see you later, man. You're off my target list.
Have
fun, man.
Yep.
Have fun. No to De Zerbi for me. Ever. Shouldn't we finally give Keenan some rest, or do we wait until he is seriously injured? I mean, your training days need to be monitored in that regards too. It's not just games, and like we have to where would you rather sacrifice? I'm sorry, you guys, but fuck, man, we all, if you're a sport fan and you remember that classic press conference, practice?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about practice? AI, baby. Classic.
Not a game.
What, you think Keenan Yildiz needs to train day in and day out? Like, the guy's a phenom. You make your adjustments, and until Tudor sorts out some fucking balance and gets in rhythm, you can't afford to not start him. He can get rest in this game too. He doesn't need to play a full 90, regardless of where the game is at, because you also need to trust the players that you have him behind him. But starting him is key, because even if you're talking about resting him, he looks solid at the start of games. He fades as they go on, and that has a lot to do with balance in the game and the setup and everything. But I'm of the notion that there's other ways to get the guys the rest that they need. What do you guys think with this whole rest Keenan Yildiz thing?
It's a lot of games coming up. It's a lot of games coming up, especially with he's going to play for Turkey, I would assume, right, on the international break. But yeah, just manage his workload during the week.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Like just offset it, make it work. You know?
Yeah. If he's healthy, he should always be playing. Just a matter of how much, how long.
Yeah. And maybe the last one against Atalanta, despite chasing the result or whatever, he faded in that way. You didn't even use his side. That would have been probably the time to say, you know what? Pull him for another option, etc. But it's just management. It's just management.
Yeah.
We're not playing any lower amount of games. And there's other teams out there that played a shit ton of minutes with their key guys still going. Got to sort out a way. It's in the training. It's in the prep. if Juventus play against Manchester United today instead of Villarreal, who would win?
Oh,
no idea.
Juve.
Is Man
we're
United
winning.
any good this year?
Fuck man.
I've
Fuck
heard they're-
Man United.
Yeah.
Fuck Man United. Juve.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Man.
Bad.
Jesus.
Real bad.
Yildiz should be substituted in the second half and replaced with Zagrova. We need him fully fit against Milan. Should he play a full game? Knowing that we have we just literally talked about that. And yeah, I'm fine if you decide, hey, 60, 65 is your cap today. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Take him for your 60, 65. Get Chico on. Get Zagrova on. You've got coverage. And you're not starting either one of those other guys, so you could probably even give Yildiz less time if you want.
Yeah.
Again,
Good.
we did say that this game isn't super important, right? This won't decide our Champions League fate, but I'm not going to say we're going to lose, but you can't lose big. You can't have a big goal differential. You can't.
You shouldn't
be
lose
giving
at
up.
all. Like you need to do something. You need to get
Yes.
something out of this game.
Yes.
You have to
Some
get something.
result.
1 point, like you got to get something. But we should fire for the victory. This is what's pissing me off. Is like you're taking some sting out of your lineup, and my God, Colt Miners better have a hell of a game to reward Tudor. And you know what? Not even just him, but guys need to actually reward Tudor and help him out for what he's doing. Cambiaso's one of those guys. He needs to actually get his head out of his ass and play a good game and more consistently rather than one good game and have all the young fans blow up that he's the best fullback in the world and then disappear for 4. Like that shit needs to stop. Or you know what? Pull his ass out today and get Joao Mario in there, even if it's 30 minutes in. If he has the brain dead turnovers that he did against Atalanta, I'm done with him. Guys need to start actually playing. I'm sick and tired of guys just being babied and this constant, you're in the starting 11. You're in the starting 11. No. It's time to step up. Cambiaso's been ass other than one game this year. Not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay? It's literally been Cambiaso. Okay?
Yeah. He's got to have a good game today. It's no excuses anymore.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Would you take a heavy loss tonight for a win versus... I don't want a heavy loss, you guys.
You can't take a heavy loss.
Shouldn't take a loss at all.
Remember what we talked about being on that tightrope? A heavy loss could be the... Yeah.
He's gone.
Can't do
Maybe.
it. Can't do it.
I don't know if he's gone, but...
I'll tell you what I'll take. A win. I'll take a win tonight and a win against Milan and send those guys one of these, okay?
Yeah.
I'll take a win in both. Thank you very much. God damn it. But no, never taking a big loss. Jeez.
Can't take a big loss.
Wait, no. Guys from the gym. Look at this guy. No days off. I like it. Gee, is Milik in there? Couldn't tune in for the show, but I want to say this is one of the worst possible lineups Tudor could think of. I don't see how we don't lose today. The only positive I can give you is that there were times we said that so many times. We're like, this lineup is awful, and
Every week, man.
something happens. We come away with some. Let's just see how it plays out.
Listen,
but
I will say, if Yildiz gets double, triple team, we're screwed because we have no alternative. We got Coop Miners on the other side. You know what I mean? Like I was saying this before, if he's going to be double, triple teamed and shut down most of the first half, it's like, who's going to step up and make something else happen?
Well, you got Asso over there. Can be Asso.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if he's going to face plant on the ball. I don't know if he's going to kick it out of bounds. I don't know if he's going to upper 90, You never know what you're going to get from him. There's no consistency. So I have no idea what's going to happen with him.
Yeah.
27.
Here's my thing too with Tudor. Can't be reactionary, man. You got to be on it.
No.
If you need to cut somebody out of that lineup, even if it's right at half, even if it's slightly before, fucking do it. Pull the trigger. We don't need the players to have a buddy. We don't need friends right now. We need a coach. need a manager,
Yeah.
need this guy to demand more from them. And if it's not at that level, your ass is getting hooked. Okay? See you later. So that's what I need to see more than anything.
It's business time.
We'll see. The game against Milan should have been scheduled for Monday, not 3 days after Villarreal. Why didn't Juve object to this?
Well, I think team players start leaving for the international duties on the Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's that international break that's screwing everything up as well. So, great.
Well, I don't want to hear excuses. 3 games in 7 days, 3 games in 8 days. Fucking figure it out.
We had Max when we had only 1 game a season, and it fucking still didn't pan out for us. So it's just do your job. Fucking do your job. Seriously. Let's go.
It's not like Tudor's doing this job for free. He's getting paid a lot of money to figure it out.
At my friggin' age, we played 3 games in 7 days a handful of times through this season. Okay?
Oh my God.
3 games in 7 days. Look at this beard. Look at these boys. I'm doing that. I'm not going to sympathize with 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 24-year-olds that get paid millions. Get yourself, look after your body. You got a 40-year-old Luka Modric. You got a 42-year-old Ronaldo. You got these guys running around. Find a way. Get yourself a hyperbaric chamber. Do whatever the hell you got to do. Okay? Take care of yourself. Eat right.
Well, it's like,
stay fit.
Dude, you're a professional footballer. This is what you do every single day.
Yes, body break.
This is what you do every single day.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Just sort it out. Excuses.
Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod, buddy.
Body break. Without being biased, who do you rate as the best coach in Serie A so far this season?
No idea. I can only name one. Oh, 2.
Jesus Christ, gang, come on. Gasperini is Skanga's pick. Who do you think who would you rate the best coach so far in Serie A? Throw Mad Max out there.
Yeah, right? I mean,
well, Max is doing on 1 game a week, so I guess
it's so early. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, it's too early, man. I don't know.
Look at Benevento and look at Como. How much credit do those coaches get?
Benevento, where the fuck are they, man? B or Chi now?
Not Benevento. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of oh my God, not Benevento.
Como.
No.
Como.
Who was the other one?
2-2-1, 8 points for Como. Cremonese is who you're thinking of.
Cremonese is who I'm thinking of. Sorry. They're doing pretty good. I don't give a shit about how other coaches do. I hope they all fucking fail and blow.
I'll tell you what right now. It ain't Tudor. It ain't Kivu. Nope. It's not Conte. I mean, would you consider it Max because he's tied for top with Napoli and Roma? Maybe you would consider Gasperini to be in there. Maybe it'd be Fabregas or these guys. But I don't know. 1 game a week, Max is doing what the expectations are. Does that go to coach of the season when you're meeting expectations or you're exceeding them? Because I'll be quite honest, when we had 1 game a season, we said our expectations are higher for where you sit. So yes. I'm not seeing it. And I'm really not seeing it for him. I would go towards some of these other coaches that are actually doing more. And you know what? Maybe it is Gasp. But Fabregas should be in the mix, I think, too. But no, Max would be doing expectations over there.
I'm good for a couple more, Berto.
I know it's early, but are we seeing the slow decline of next gen already? We haven't had any new youngsters with the senior team this season, and selling Barreto makes me worried.
Don't worry about the Argentinian. What's that young striker? He's 16 years old playing with the U20s.
Well, we still have a lot of good young talents. I just hate giving up on young guys for nothing, for no reason. But I mean, what were the demands? What were they? It's stupid to me to give him up for nothing, and especially send him there. But Eli Mogali is a big one. Vaca is a big one. And I'm waiting for Vaca for that first goal, so I could just fucking let's go. Let's get the big Vaca in there.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Fuck yeah.
Right? You're better than that.
Is he saying boo every time he scores?
Yeah.
No.
You're better than that, Berto. We're not doing the move.
We like it. We like it. Vaca. I'm a big fan.
We'll be fine. Next gen will be fine.
Next gen is always set up to be a cash cow, everybody. Day one. Somebody told you. An old dude. A wise dude told you. It was a cash cow. Always going to be. Always going to be. I know Arriva Bene just spoke about getting cleared and acquitted. And it's talking about how sad it is to see Fagioli, Sule, all these guys running around. Make no mistake about it. I always told you, Agnelli, what was the best thing about Agnelli? He was a visionary. He was a true visionary. He saw the writings on the wall, figured out a way to get in some steady revenue, some steady cash. It is next gen. The elite should be brought in and kept with the squad. But again, one of the reasons Agnelli's vision worked and actually saved the day was because to chew into all that deficit, that was the way. Mm-hmm. You had a roster that you were playing with that was always older. Your assets, you couldn't move them. That's what it was. Next gen's not going anywhere. And we just got to hope that the scouting remains. So I'm not worried about us selling guys. I'm worried about, can we keep finding the ones that are actually elite? Because Tognozzi was the guy. So keep an eye on that. But we still have good talent in next gen.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But hey, that's one of the things. And look at our team now. I mean, you have a lot of young guys. I'm singing a different tune. I'm not looking at our team saying, man, where's our next gen talent? I'm saying, where's the experience? Where's the guys that can actually carry the weight for this team? Because the guys that are supposed to aren't. I'll be quite honest. They're not. So what do you want? You want next gen to come in? They're going to carry the weight? No. It's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
It's a problem for content creators. It feels like.
Yeah.
You know? I don't get it. I don't see it. Did you notice the performance of all our Italian Juve players is at its lowest? If yes, why? The performance of all our Italian Juve players? So Cambiaso, Gatti, Locatelli. I mean,
Pinsolio?
I'll be
Di
quite
Gregorio?
honest. I'll be quite honest. I'm seeing levels not at a standard with non-Italians as well.
Yeah,
it's
it's across all nations at the moment.
Yeah, now it's the United Nations of below standards. So we need to pick that one up.
Yeah.
Can we play Cambiaso in a midfield 3? So, have you guys thought about Cambiaso being utilized as one of those midfielders?
He can be dangerous when he attacks through the middle. He can be.
I was saying that the other day. He could. I don't know if I prefer him there, but and as long as he doesn't give the ball away a lot.
That's the thing. Which Cambiaso are you getting?
Yeah, exactly.
But if you get the right one, he could do it. It depends on the game. Because if you need the steal in the middle, then he won't cut it. But if you're going to be on the ball a shit ton, that might be your guy.
Could be today. Maybe.
God, he better show up today. There's some rumors about Lewandowski to Milan next year. Would you take him if Vlahovic leaves? Would you take Lewandowski?
As a third striker behind David and Openda?
Yeah,
man, Lua would probably still be clear on definitely Openda, and he'd be up there, Dave, man. I don't know if that's the experienced spot I would put a guy.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I'm thinking midfield general. I'm thinking center back. I'm really thinking top CB. A little bit experience would be prime to go there. But hey, if the deal's right, take anybody, man. We cannot get rid of Tudor. Not this year and not even the next. Do you realize that we will be paying Mota and Tudor salaries for nothing if we sack him? Your thoughts? Tudor makes like 2 mil, not even.
Yeah, he's like a bag of balls.
We could cut him tomorrow.
A bag of balls.
Yeah. He actually would be, not a lot of official match balls based on the price of those bastards nowadays.
So expensive.
Yeah, no, his salary wouldn't be anything critical whatsoever. And the extra year is actually option too, so it's not even set in stone. It wouldn't be that big. The Mota thing, that one stings. Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
But it is what it is. Good thing is coaches, the money doesn't actually affect your FFP or anything like that or go towards those numbers. And we've got a bond that just came in for Juve. 150? It's either 120 or 150 variable over a 12-year that will go up. So it's literally just focused on exactly that. Debts like that. So they're going to be covered. Tudor, I'd rather not talk about him getting sacked. Like, can we figure this out? Like, we're not that far from having something good. It's just like, this is the part that pisses me off is he is on this tightrope. He's fucking saying he's a big dude for a tightrope. Tudor's a huge bastard to be on a tightrope.
Right. Big son of a bitch.
You got to find some stable ground, buddy. Igor, come on, man. Get your ass over to the other platform and let's level off this thing and start moving in the right direction. Today could be the one. Villarreal, 20 minutes before kickoff, everybody. Hey, let's see what happens. Champions League, crazy shit could go down. Let's see what happens.
Wednesday.
Skanga,
Let's see.
Nick, we all called draws. So, hey,
Unfortunately,
we're either all right or we're all wrong together. If we're wrong, hopefully it's for 3 points. So let's see what they can bring. Army, you guys are the best. Second to none out there. Drop a like on your way out. I hope to see you all for the watch along. All right, it's going to be a big one today. Let's see if we can defy the odds, the betting odds, all the odds. 2 key players out. You see it right there. 2 key players out. Perfect. That needs to be the mentality, okay? Let's get the Juve of old that didn't give a shit about what they were facing and would go out there and be a thorn in any team's side. Let's be a thorn in Villarreal's side. Let's see what they bring. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. We'll see you all in a few hours. Ciao, ciao.
Set the tone.